Connect to Facebook. We'll be getting started shortly. I think we should be live on Facebook. Hi everybody. Welcome to the Strategic Swing Trader weekly broadcast. I am Sami Abasad, Director of Education at T3 Live. Hope you're doing well. Hope your weekend is going great. We're going to talk about the market. There's a lot to talk about. I'm going to share with you my swing ideas for the week. But before we start, as always, a standard required disclaimer to let you know that trading is risky and that whatever we discuss in this video is for educational purposes only. If you're new to our channel, please be sure to download my free ebook. I promise you will find benefit from that ebook. Link for it is in the description. If you find benefit in today's video, be sure to hit the like button. And if you have any questions, leave a comment or email us, info@t3live.com. Without further ado, let's get going. So I told you last week that I thought the market was going to be lower to the 20 on the weekly chart. In last week's video, I thought this was, I said I think this is going to be a longer term top, and that the market was going to be getting down to the 20 on the weekly. I honestly didn't think we would get there in 1 week. I thought we would take, a couple weeks before we eventually got down to the 20 on the weekly. So the fact that we're already there, okay, maybe we look for a bounce, but that's a little bit too fast, too soon, which means, we're probably not gonna bounce right back up and go all the way back up anytime soon, because this pullback is a bit bearish. It's one thing when you have a nice controlled pullback, it's another when you have a crash. So it's not a crash, but you get my point. We dropped pretty hard, pretty fast. So yes, can we look for a bounce back? Sure. Will that bounce back take us to new highs like we got here or prior to that? Probably not right away, no. Also, the NASDAQ, as represented by the Qs, is much weaker than the SPY. The SPY didn't get to the 20 on the weekly. And of course, the IWM looks amazing higher. So we have that divergence, which makes things a little bit difficult. The IWM looks beautiful, looks really good higher. We just need to take out the prior highs, last week's high. The SPY is a bit stronger than the Qs, quite a bit stronger than the Qs, but ultimately the same picture. Especially on the hourly chart, we would need to take out the double top to be bullish on the SPY. And in the Qs, the same thing, much weaker. But we also would need to take out, at a bare minimum, Friday's high. Friday's high is 465.85. So that's the bare minimum we need to clear before turning bullish. Really, we also need to clear this bar's high, which was Thursday's high of 468 on the Qs. So the picture is a little bit tricky because we don't have identical indices here or indexes, but I'm hoping for a bounce back up because most of the watches that I'm looking at right now, most of the things that I'm looking to get into, swing, are long, not short. Here's the bearish list. That's it. 4 symbols. The bullish list, I am going to go over about a dozen or so. Maybe that's 15. But in the video description, I have over 50. So, whereas the bearish list, that's my entire complete bearish daily list. It's 4 items. So I'm hoping that the market bounces up because there's some nice ones. Let's go over them. I have the AIV, which is a real estate stock. Real estate stocks are turning up again and they're looking good. So the AIV, look at that weekly chart. Beautiful weekly chart. Just breaking out. I called the CUZ on Friday as a long, and look what it did. That's the weekly chart. Here's the daily. Boom. So over the highs, stop under, broke out. That's real estate. For this week, I like the AIV. I'm not saying the AIV is going to explode like the CUZ did, but I like it higher over the base, stop under. Of course, safer would be to put the stop down at $8, but that's a really big stop. So there's the AIV. There's also another real estate stock that I like, the BXP. There it is. It's very similar to the CUZ on the weekly chart. So take a look. So long over 70, 60, stop under 66, 66. So as a longer term play because it's breaking out, perhaps ending the long term trend. Okay. You know what this reminds me of? The 3M, which I hope you played. It was on last week's video, and I told you I really like it higher long term, right? 3M, boom. I played it as an earnings play, so I got in it before it's reported, holding on to it as a long-term play. Okay, another one that I like is BA, which is trying to transition. BA has been very, very tricky. I was in it multiple times and would be up thousands of dollars only to get shaken out or give it back sometimes. So, but I know a lot of these companies are reporting soon, and I like the BA higher. It's trying to transition on the weekly and the daily. As a swing trade, one can get it just over Friday's high, stop under the base, or I think it reports on August 1st or July 31st. So it should be this week. So I like it higher. I like it higher. BABA's from the China sector that's setting up long. I like it over this bar's high, 76.06. You can also give it to 76.20. You don't lose much by waiting for that bar's high to get taken out, which is, this is 77.06 versus 77.20. So I'd say over 77.20 long, stop under 74.50. Possible long-term play on the BABA. Okay, possible long-term play. Beautiful weekly chart. The monthly is a little tricky. I don't know if it's bottomed on the monthly, but the daily and the weekly look good. The BNED, this is, I don't usually play these when they collapse like this. They don't really go back up much, but this is looking really, really beautiful. I like it higher over the base, which one can do over the most recent base, about 1050, or over 1120, 1114. Stop under the base, which is 920. Okay, on the BNED. BXP we already talked about. Real estate. CDNA, I have a few monthly charts that look almost picture perfect. This is one of them, the CDNA. Take a look at it. Look at that monthly chart. Another one would be the SLQT, I think. Yes, SLQT. Perfect. I forget the symbol. GNXP? No. GXPT? Let me see. Maybe it's on the daily watch list. I don't think it's actually on the daily watch list. Is another picture perfect monthly chart. Again, I don't think it's on the daily watch list. Groupon, I'm looking at for letter G, and Groupon is almost picture perfect. But the other one that I was thinking about, let me look it up for you, because it is also, it has a really picture perfect monthly chart. It is the GDRX. So Groupon is picture perfect, GDRX picture perfect on the monthly. You see it? Oh my God. It does need to take out the prior high, so it's not quite there yet. So over 940 looks amazing. So we got the CDNA, the SLQT, the GDRX, the Groupon. There's more, but those are all almost picture perfect monthly charts. The CDNA is underway, but it's not too late. Over the base, stop either under the base or maybe under the wide range igniting bar to be safe. So I like it as a long-term play on the CDNA. Groupon, over the base. Groupon is a little tricky on the daily chart because we could use the tight stop, but could also easily get shaken out. And if we use the wide stop, it's too wide. So that's the tricky part about Groupon. I like it a lot, but if we use the tight stop, can easily get shaken out. If we use the wide stop, it's too wide. The KYMR, so I would go with the tight stop on Groupon. KYMR, like it higher over 45.76, stop under 41.50 or so, 41.18. It's a daily buy setup. I think the KYMR has a good monthly chart. It does. It looks higher to about 65 bucks on the KYMR. LU, I played it over here, long. Okay, stop, tight stop. It started to go against me a few days later. I didn't like it, but eventually worked and got to target. It still looks higher. So over here, long, stop under the double bottom, maybe gets up there, $4 or so. This gap right here, from here to there, was actually a special dividend distribution. It wasn't a real gap. So LU looks higher if you want to try it. Moderna is got a weekly buy setup. Here it is, beautiful weekly, deep pullback, but it's been basing there with nice doji bars, bottoming tail bars, and here's the idea: long right here, stop right here, and maybe target 1 and maybe target 2. So has pretty good potential on the Moderna. NVCR also has a beautiful daily breakout, weekly buy setup. Here it is, beautiful. Love the shakeout. The shakeout is nice, but it increases the size of the stop. So long over about 1920, I think. Let's take a look. Yeah, no, 1940. Stop under 1714. So it's a big stop. Target 24. So it's a nice weekly buy setup, daily breakout. Redfin, I don't love the daily, but what if this is the bottom on Redfin monthly chart? What if, right? I also like Zillow a lot on the monthly, but the problem with Zillow is that it doesn't have a good daily pattern. So it's a tough daily pattern on Zillow, but Redfin has a better pattern on the daily. Long right here, stop right here. Though the Redfin is not as good of a monthly chart as the Zillow. So there you go. Sometimes, you know, it's good. It's better on one time frame, worse on another compared to another stock. You want to ideally have really good multiple time frame alignment. So you want to have a really good setup on the daily, the weekly, and the monthly when it comes to swing, especially when it comes to long-term trading. Speaking of long-term trading, I think the solar stocks are bottoming. So I have the RUN on a 1, 2, 3, 4 on the weekly chart. I like it higher over 1830, stop under 1430, target about $30. So we have RUN, we have Nova, I think is similar pattern on the weekly, maybe to here on the Nova. I like the ENPH on the daily chart, though I don't like it on the monthly. So here's the ENPH over Friday's high, stop under Thursday's low, and the SCDG, which is down probably well over 90%. From $300-400 to 20, definitely more than 90%. And if we look at the weekly, might have bottomed. It went a little climactic that day. So long over Friday's high, stop below it. Super tight stop. If it ends up working, it's aggressive. Target maybe about $40-50 or so. It's super aggressive, but nice daily, and it's down over 95% or so. So I like it. TMF is the leveraged TLT, which is the 20-year treasury. It's very gappy and very sloppy, but I like the longer term pattern on it. It retested a 20-30 year low, as you can see right here. It went climactic, and this is trying to put in a higher low. It's not perfect, but if you like the TLT, might want to go with the TMF, which is the leveraged 20-year treasuries. And so the entry for this, again, not a very clear entry, but I would say over Friday's high, stop under Wednesday's low. Okay, let's take a look at the weekly chart real quick. Looks good. Let's take a look at the TLT. Again, weekly looks the best. Daily second best, and monthly is where the idea comes from, but it's a tough setup on the monthly. So again, TLT. Tesla, I don't like the gap. I think the gap was very bearish. But when I look at the Tesla Q or the TSLQ, I feel like the TSLQ is had the move. I don't know that it's going to be able to go higher. Maybe it has one more pop, and that would be good, because that's I wouldn't expect it to take out 35. In which case, if the TSLQ, which is the inverse Tesla, gets to 35, I would be ready to, back up the truck on Tesla. That's my opinion. If TSLQ can pop one more time, but I don't know that it's going to do that. In which case, TSLQ short under Friday's low, stop over the base, or Tesla long, or TSLL is the leveraged Tesla, which is what I like to do, long over Friday's high, which is 1090, stop under 1019. So that's an idea for you. It's aggressive, but I think it's a decent try. I mean, it's a decent idea, worth a try. The VFC, I liked it a lot, never figured out a way in it, popped and based, a little bit aggressive, but here it is, beautiful chart, over the base, stop under it. You can look at the weekly also. See it? It's a 1, 2, 3 on the weekly. It's trying to bottom after multiple years of being in a downtrend, after like four years of being in a downtrend. So Those are some of the long watches that I like for Monday. Again, there's a much longer list in the video description if you want to take a look at it. Here's the shorts, not so good. We played the Ford on Thursday in the room multiple times, and it worked multiple times. At the open we played it in the afternoon also, called it on that short. Beautiful short also. So Ford, I told the room we really abused the Ford on Thursday. Friday we didn't do anything with it because the day after wide range bar is normally a narrow range bar. But Monday, tomorrow, one can look at playing it short under 1105 by 1136. The only issue with it is that, I feel the target is, support is not too far below. So that's the only issue. Otherwise, I really like it as a short, as a 1, 2, 3 short. JAG-X as a base breakdown looks good, looks okay. I would say under Friday's low, which is the same as Thursday's, 125. And then the stop, I was going to look at the 60-minute. So the stop, the tightest stop would be right here on the about 150. If you want wider, right here, but I wouldn't use the wide, it's the wider stop, it's too wide. So under 125 by about 150, the NUWE is similar to the JAG-X, gap down, based, but I think the JAG-X looks better. Friday's low, stop over the space right here, okay? I think the JAG-X looks better. And then SFL, I think is similar probably to Ford, except it did trigger already on Friday. It didn't go anywhere, so can play it under Friday's low, under 1172, stop over 1209. And let's see what the target is. Yeah, this one has better target than Ford, I think. Actually, not much better at all. Maybe it takes this out and continues lower, in which case I really like the setup. But the fact that there's that support right here makes it tough. So the shorts, and those are all the shorts that I could find, okay? So there's not a lot of good shorts for this week, for tomorrow at least. And we have a lot of good long watches. That's why I'm hoping the market bounces up a little bit. Bitcoin is looking pretty darn good. I mean, it's moved up a lot, so I wouldn't be surprised if it went sideways a little bit. I'm looking on my right because that's what I have over here. That's Bitcoin. So I wouldn't be surprised if it went sideways for another week or so, but it's pretty bullish. I hope some of you are in it. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you have any questions, please reach out, info@t3live.com. Leave a comment, hit the like button, subscribe. Make sure to turn on the notification bell, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care, and good luck with your trading this week. Till next time.